Hello and welcome to Dharma. I'm your host, Kylie. It's not you identifying and healing from narcissistic relationships. I'm going to share this with you. There is nothing like remaining or returning in a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered by Nelson Mandela. Wow. Never forgive or apologize for something or someone's narration or declaration that is not in alignment with the amount of time you put forth. Narcissistic relationships render you unable to answer this one simple question: how are you? Because you were not allowed to have a feeling or experience outside of the person. And that is a sobering recognition. The end of their story in your life is acknowledging that you need to learn how to see yourself without them. As you begin to radically accept that they won't change, don't in any way, shape, or form dive into these same routines and habitual ecosystems. Healing defines getting them out of your scene completely. Eventually, your narcissistic ecosystem ends up having less control to your story. And that takes time. Sometimes it takes years, and sometimes it never happens because not every story ends or concludes with forgiveness. And embracing that is what makes an enduring abuse cycle of narcissism less taintful. Stay away from affirmations. I say this to you because it was a technique recommended in many different practices and therapy, meditation, and other exercises. This is not going to work for someone who works with many individuals daily and encounters different environments. Besides, healing from narcissistic abuse is more than a sentence you would chant to yourself as an uneducated individual with no life experience. You know better now that it takes way more than that. Affirmations are a deflection tool or a technique to avoid the here and now when you're dealing with anxiety or not wanting to deal with others. Don't affirm these narcissistic relationships that had no place to last as long as they did, and follow this advice not with a grain of salt. I mean, literally. There is challenge in finding yourself, and it is difficult to return to anywhere that remain unchanged. The individuals and people that did not factor you as an equation are going to try to come back. And when they do that, it's important that you have the precautions into not allowing them. They're not welcomed back. It doesn't matter the assumed position that they had in your life. You have to accept that closure is not always something that you are going to get directly or feel. You have to create a new framework for life post survival of these relationships. Fully releasing yourself from a narcissistic person's narrative entails coming into a retrograde of self forgiveness. So forgive yourself for not seeing it and for confusing empathy with enabling and for making excuses. I have had to close things out on my own because my life story is about moving on and forward. And with this, you have the opportunity to do this with your life. I do have a plan on my website that you can purchase. It is not cheap. However, it will give you the necessary tools and framework to decide if taking on leaving a narcissistic relationship or really taking back control over your life is something that you want to do. And so, if you do, you may go to my website. And I have enjoyed my time in getting to share this book with you. If you like the podcast, you can go to my website as well and hit the like, subscribe button. And until next time, I'm out. Forgive yourself and peace.